Gamers, we're back with the Bazaar. The Bazaar, been a little up and down today. A little buggy today, but you know, I don't want to just complain about it being buggy, because if I complain, they might take it down for maintenance. And then when they bring it back up, there's going to be something to hotfix. And then it's like, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop myself right there. I saw where I was going, and I decided not to go there. Or not to stay there. I visited. I touched a toe in the sand, and then I left. An enchanted item. Ooh, I do love... I mean, this, if we can put damage on it, it gets a lot of poison. But a silencer is just fun, and then burning enables barrel build. There's a lot to like, let's put it that way.
If you have to ask the price.
Now, just okay, that's pretty solid. And then, just about any weapon would go kind of crazy. You're kind of good enough to go in the bag, too. Now, that's not the ideal weapon, but to be honest with you, it could be worse. And then I think, realistically, for day one, you might just want coral. Something that gives you some ability to heal. Why not, man? Gives you some ability to heal. Can really help you get coverage on your day one PvP fight. Look at me, I'm talking like Force strategy. Like I'm doing a guide here. Force, how you doing? It's been a while. Nice guy, met him a couple times. Hope he's doing well. What do you got for me? Cinders? I don't know why I was looking at this as if we were going to lose this fight. +1 burn on everything is pretty good. Small aquatic item. Nah, I think... Well, we only have 4 gold. We got to maybe go 4 extra gold on this, and then the next shop could be more useful. Medium items. I would like a cutlass or something. We don't really need it right now, though. We might be better off just grabbing a skill, hoping for the best. Weapon gives you 20 max health. I mean, getting that on day one seems like the sort of thing that could actually add up pretty quick. I really have no idea. Like, you don't want to be really relying on single weapon narwhal for your life, but I think there's a real chance here. I mean, I actually don't think that they can beat me, just because of the fact that we're scaling, and the only thing they have that scales is succulents, and it's going to take 100 years to scale. So we should be totally fine. I don't want to say it, but Unk didn't even fill his board. That's... I don't want to be the bad guy to put it in Everclear terms, but you didn't even fill your board, Unk. That's a classic Unk mistake. And I've been... You ever see The Secret Life of Walter Mitty? Might be the unkiest movie of all time. Unk's in Reykjavik on a longboard, thinks it's going to save his life, thinks it's going to make Kristen Wiig notice him. I've never seen it. Lots of people like it. I shouldn't make enemies necessarily. You know, you with that little cask over your shoulder, you know what it remind me of? You ever see Hundreds of Beavers? And I'm not talking about the movie. He's talking about the movie. Anyway. Just that, you should say it's on Prime, I think. It's on Prime.
Just a matter of finding it.
We like it. You go to 3-second cooldown. I think that's hard to ignore, man. We are about to level, not that that really matters. I think you cut it first. 10 gold. You're just like too good to pass up.
That's a bargain. Trash is tragedy.
The question is, I think long term, you're going to have wished you buffed Fang over Narwhal. Not that I really think oh, my bad. Not that I really think either of them are going to be like the be-all end-all, but you know, that extra, I mean, it took 0.7 seconds off the cooldown. That's like a 20% cooldown reduction with roughly the same amount of damage. That's a worthwhile change, and the earlier you make the change, the happier you're going to be, man. Okay, so it's doing a decent amount of damage. We can put this on the board. Don't really know what we'd be doing with it. You still, pardon me, do rocket boots still, I'm on How Bazaar now, do rocket boots still get upgraded with 2 seconds? No, they always have 1 haste duration. I mean, the Fang upgrade, I really feel like it's probably not going to be too consequential. It gains 5 damage. You have to take an upgrade. Honing Steel, it does scale better, but I have to imagine that the boots we can at least find, we're more likely to find a good use for the boots. Let's put it that way. Warrior probably kills us, I think. Some decent loot here. I guess we should move Coral to the left side of the boots. Shouldn't matter on the NPC fight, but will probably matter a little bit on the PvP fight. So what's the run right now? Truth be told, I don't think we want single weapon. Even though this is like, it has the hallmarks of single weapon. If the weapon is good enough, we might be able to make it work. But it's kind of out of the meta. Weapon spam is like way more viable right now, especially with something like Orange Julian. Trebuchet. Transform a scrap, maybe. Get something good out of that. 5 gold. 5 gold. 5 gold! Any Snow White fans in the audience? Just asking. You didn't have to shoot the messenger on that one. I think we need weapons. You can go. You can get placed. Thusly. That seems like a pretty good setup right now, to me. No heals makes us a little vulnerable, but otherwise, not too bad. I think we'll just go 1 XP. No level, unfortunately. 1 win Vanessa, who's also on level 2. Don't get me wrong, we're very, like, beatable here. The silencer actually doesn't necessarily have to be out here. I think the silencer is due for a transformation. If we're not going to run single weapon. Silencer is the item that, in my opinion, fell the furthest. We might be in trouble, man, with this Obsidian Illusoray. Because it used to be like such a core element of so many single weapon builds, and now I'm like... Silencer? I don't know her anymore, man. I don't know her. They just have a really good build, honestly. I'm not going to be too upset about that one. That Obsidian Illusoray is kind of nasty. Bronze tier weapon, my lord? That's an insanely good get for us, man. That's like basically exactly what we want to see. So you're cut for now. You're in here. Right hand. We probably want right-handed on you. And you can stick because you give haste, and haste also charges the trebuchet. 6 gold. 6 gold. I'm going to take a little bit of an HP bonus. If we're going to go like bar for bar in the mirror match, we're going to need higher HP than our opponents probably. I like where we're at, though. We'll probably just go free item. At least it's silver tier. And I think you just go Flame Dancer. I don't know. The Cutlass could work for this because it's got multicast. We got... or Cinders, for that matter. You could hold Cinders and, like, sell them into whatever the Silencer is hopefully transformed into. We do need to transform Scrap, too, so we kind of... I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm just happy the game hasn't broke for us yet, and I shouldn't have said that because it could happen at any moment. Sharpening Stone. I'm gonna keep it up with the Fang, man. It's really hard to compete with a 2.9 second cooldown. Huge, huge. Not Crow's Nest, but free XP is huge. I guess it's not free because we could die. He does have more HP than us and a little bit of lifesteal. But then I just remembered that he only has 1 weapon that does 16 damage. So actually I'm not sweating it all that much. This should level us. And when we level, we'll get more space. What do we want, man? And when do we want it? Usually the answer's now. I was gonna say Invulnerability Potion actually might be the play. Crazy as it sounds. Every 10 seconds you take no damage for 1 second. The first time you fall below half health, use it. I mean, it's... I'm not necessarily thinking that it's gonna be crazy good, but... And we really need this to be more of a weapon spam build. This is not spam. This is just like, we have 2... technically we have 3 weapons, but... you know what would really help? Mandala transforming this into Flaming Zor Acid. Admit it, for a second you thought. Dude, honestly, that's pretty good. I think it's more likely to be useful for us than an Invulnerability Potion. Which could also be transformed. I don't think Bolus is like, you know, really what we want to run forever, but it is another weapon that goes pretty fast. The burn can help us keep burn going. It's a really early commitment to haste build, man. I think we're gonna rinse you. I'm not saying your build is gonna come together. You got great synergies going on in the build, but we got you see it yourself right there. What would you even call this? Some kind of armament being flung? A flaming armament being flung at a high speed? That's gonna carry a lot of kinetic energy. That's gonna mog your catfish, okay? I say that as your friend.
Hi, I'm Quixel, master merchant or something.
Realistically, it's time to get rid of you. It's time to get rid of you. You could play a role. I doubt you will, but you could play a role. These are not worthwhile. When you haste or slow, this gains 5 shield. You're just not really what we're looking for. We're not a full haste build. And you kind of imagine that at some point the trebuchet will fall off. That one stung. I don't think we can beat Flame Juggler.
Witness my strength, lads.
But there's still stuff to like here, man. The skill would be nice, isn't it? Just like everything gets +2. Oh, one thing gets +2 ammo. That would mean that I could run a second small item instead of powder flask. And I could also just get gold powder flask, which might not be useful forever, but then you transform it into something else that's gold. Or you could just get gold, I guess. That's fitting too. I don't know if you watch the news. It's up there these days. Okay, so I think transform my scrap, if you don't mind.
Rally men, blades to the wind.
Friend or property. We're not really that kind of player. Not really that kind of player.
I teach, you learn. We're a good team.
When you crit, your weapons gain 5 damage. I love damage scaling. Burn items have +2 burn. I think it's got to be quick ignition to get the trebuchet firing a little bit faster. But I'm not obsessed with the skill. And honestly, I think this is another decent like transformation, man. Weapon to the right of this has 20% crit chance. If you have exactly one weapon, when you crit with it, charge a non-weapon. I think I could keep that in the bag. I don't think it's something that we're really super interested in.
No, I'm a
But if
legend.
we end up going one weapon,
Why must we do this? Death laughs at us both.
20% crit on something that also... It's something like a fang that goes really fast. Charging non-weapons, which are actually part of the win con, but I don't know. This is one where I think I need to wait until like I get beaten by a really good cursed scope or whatever it's called, and then just copy their build in order to understand it. But for right now, it's good, man. We're 3-1. Were those birds in the game, or were they in real life, or are they in my head? Charles. We're due. We're due for a fight. I'm pretty sure we definitely lose. But if we could at least earn, like, 2 gold, I would consider that not a complete disaster. 2 gold, my lord? 2 gold. I can live with that. How about 4? Human greed in a nutshell. 4 gold! Okay, I'll live with that, man. That means it wasn't like a complete disaster to come here. We got some fiscality out of it. It's gotta be... We got 32 gold. We gotta go to shops, man. Crow's Nest is interesting because the crit chance helps us kill faster, but I just don't think it's what we're built for. And we're not really one weapon posting anymore. You use an adjacent item. This gains haste for 2 seconds. It's interesting to maybe like cut this and run that instead. 5 seconds. When you charge this, 2 seconds. Maybe like what have I done? I think it should be like this, maybe. I don't know if the anchor's that good, but we're kind of committed to win now. If we're committed to win now, we should be reasonable. We should fight, even though but you could give us another fang or a shiny fang. I gotta try, man, because a shiny fang next to this anchor would go insane. I just want to see, does 20 damage, or 20% of your max health as damage. The other reason that I felt really comfortable putting it on the board is because, I don't know, I just feel safe with you. But also, you gain haste every time the Fang goes off, which charges Trebuchet even faster, which gives you haste, which charges Trebuchet. It's a good pelt. It's not what I wanted, but it is a good pelt. Let's see if we can get some better weapons out here, man. Katana goes really fast. Faster than Fang.
Charging the anchor even faster.
You pull these, run this right here. Tortuga's really good. We're not a friend build, though. I've used it like 2 times in a row, I think, but it's not a friend build. It's kind of crazy to say. I almost feel like you don't run Shark Claws. Like, you don't worry as much as you would expect to worry about scaling, and just put like a reloading grenade out there instead. For level 6, I think this is good enough. That's a slap in the face. I think, like, realistically... Oh, we gotta clear some stuff out. You can go at bronze. You can go. I'm not gonna hold you for so long. We could get a better haste. If I sell this to you, do you gain haste for an extra second? We're not gonna need it right now, so I don't know why I'm even concerned. I'm not gonna sell Shark Claws. I refuse to sell Shark Claws to make that happen, but... I will at least upgrade Bronze Trebuchet.
They don't make these like they used to.
What I'd really like to see is Anchor be hasted. Or not hasted, sorry, have a higher crit chance. Because it's probably only going to get to go off once per fight right now. What is this? 1 weapon, Orange Julian, 86 damage. No heals. One weapon Vanessa. I say this is a 1 weapon Vanessa enjoyer, and you know that, man. You know that. 1 weapon Vanessa just feels kind of bad right now. I don't think we can glean that much from this fight. I think we beat someone that was using... like, honestly, they're a surgeon, but they learned on textbooks that were printed in, like, the 1800s. Like, the knowledge... You got the spirit, but I think that there's modern techniques that you might need to take a look at, Doc, before you start operating on my sack. Yeah, they're a urologist. Is that a problem? All right, then. I didn't think so. I think it's unlikely we beat the Infernal. I don't think we have that great of a build, to be honest. I think we just have a build that does really well against players in the early game. If I can get you to Diamond and maybe get some crit chance on you, that might be a different story. You were actually harder than the person that we just fought against. Another scrap, man. We got like way too much transformation fodder. You gotta look. What is this? Oh, 5. I thought it was gonna be like your healing items are 50 heal better.
Whole kingdom.
I was about to crash out, man. I mean, what would you update, man? It's not update, it's upgrade, but what would you upgrade? You maybe you would upgrade nothing, maybe you take a skill, and you know what, you might be right, but I'm in win now mode. Let's transform. I do feel like, even though this is good, wouldn't we be better off getting like another, because it's enchanted. We gotta try. That's funny. Did you hear that, Tone? That's funny. I turned his silencer into a bolus, and I turned it back into a silencer, Tone. Did you hear that? Paul Dano? Is this Paul Dano's Bazaar account? Dude, you were crazy in Ruby Spark. You're crazy in everything. You're crazy in everything, man. Why were you in Dumb Money? Then don't be glib, Chad. Don't say the paycheck, okay? I mean, I'm sure that's part of it. Why does anybody go to work, I suppose? But, like, it didn't seem like a role that was, like, normally the type of thing that you'd be rocking with. Whatever. Also, what is this? Adrenal converter? It's interesting. Interesting item. You know, you could right-click to close the bag. New tech, man. Transformation's like too much of a gamble if there's a curio shop, I think.
That's been sitting there 20 years.
I don't know what you buff though, man. Like that's the interesting thing about like weapon shop, or sorry, a weapon spam. It's like I think maybe curio becomes like a little less valuable. Because normally you just pile everything into one weapon and let it ride. See, this is what I was interested in seeing. I will pay 2 gold for 5 extra damage. Move over here for a second. I do think we want a shadow cloak. But I do think it's going to require us to rework like the whole system.
Trash is tragedy.
Reuse everything around here. If I had a nickel for every time I heard that, buddy. So you're never making it back on the board. I'm just going to dump you for gold because like I can't transform everything, right? Like it's just not going to happen. Realistically, we would probably cut you and the grenade, and then we would run like shadow cloak on the thing that scales the fastest. Put you there. But keep the katana is probably gonna be okay. 1 second here. Only thing I'm thinking about here, we sell the boots into the cloak. It gets 1 extra second of haste, which is enough to have you perma hasted, which is big because perma is going to generate more haste for the trebuchet, which also generates more haste for you, which generates more haste for you, generates more haste for the trebuchet. You get the idea. I was just wondering if maybe you cut the trebuchet and run like grenade, powder flask, other small weapon. But
Well, you're doing your part.
I think that's probably not the play. I think this is the play for now. It does suck a little bit that Katana's getting the right-handed bonus, but whatever. And I think now's the time, man. We need gumballs. Even though it's not day 9, Apollo would tell you if he still played the Bazaar. He's playing a lot of Minecraft right now, which I support. I would be hypocritical not to. My daughter is talking about Minecraft all the time, man. She's always on my case for building noob doors. What's a noob door? A noob door is just a door. It's like you put 6 wooden planks in a rectangle and it becomes a door. What's a non-noob door? You step on a pressure plate and then a redstone apparatus makes part of a mushroom recede and then you enter a secret code and another pressure plate comes up and you solve that puzzle and all of a sudden you trade 6 pieces to Chew and she gives you immunity in the next puzzle and you don't even know because nobody was even talking about it, but then you find out later and when it shows up on Netflix that it was happening. So I gotta get like a serious crash course in Minecraft, man. Otherwise, I'm gonna crash out. We're not gonna get any medium items we really like. So you know what? I'm gonna go cheap chocolate bars.
Full sail, my boy.
And then I want gold skills. We are on 5 wins in 6 fights so far. That's pretty good. I'll spend 6 on this, though it irritates me. But that's huge. 5 or fewer items. Your weapons have plus 50 damage. That I don't know if it's the absolute best skill that we could have gotten there, but it's really useful. Cannonade is also interesting, man, because you charge so much faster. But when you go off, you're basically charging this for 4 seconds. So even though this has a lower cooldown, you already deal more damage. I gotta stick with the one that brought me on this one. Always take a peek at it. One day we'll get something incredibly useful, man. That's not even that bad. I think we got 7. I don't want to say in the bag, but I'm feeling pretty good about 7. I'm feeling not so good about 10, just because it lacks like a skill that I could be like, I can't believe we got that skill. Of course we're going to 10. But sometimes like runs that are just good win. They got a heck of a lot of burn coming out here. Oh, and the Regal Blade is nutty. But don't give up yet. Oh, we were so close, though. No, you actually just went. We were still pretty far away. That's a really good build. What's it like to get Flaming Cutlass when you... Oh, that's okay. It's okay. We don't need to deal with that. I don't need to debase myself. Honestly, a small weapon, shiny fang. I don't think it's going to happen. I'll do you one better. I don't think it can happen. I was still... Brother? It's gotta be this guy right here. I gotta know what you got. What you got there. Okay.
Okay, fiery dive weights.
Fiery dive weights is a little bit more interesting, but it does excel with aquatic items. Question is, what do you give up to make it work? And I'm acknowledging that it's completely plausible this anchor is not really what we want. I kind of see the anchor as like a placeholder until we can get a barrel to pop. Or to exist, I suppose, is also in there. Maybe flamethrower could take that spot. That's very interesting. Plus ammo. I don't want plus ammo. I know I have dive weight, so I don't want plus ammo. When you crit haste an item, 15% crit chance. I'm not getting out of bed for that. But this, 68 burns, 6 seconds. I feel like I gotta give it a shot, man. It's unique. It's just, it's kind of an aura buff to use items that are not from your, yeah, whatever. Items that are not from your class, right? Also, having a cloak and a flamethrower, it's kind of like giving anime energy. And I mean that in a positive way. What else, what other way would I mean it? 6 seconds to pop is going to take a minute, though.
My lessons are painful.
It's inexorable, and then win. It has to be, oh, that's horrible news.
Go ahead.
A perfect Vanessa? I need the win so that inexorable is time to build the crit chance, man. You know what's crazy? This might be single weapon Vanessa time. If we could find a way to get the crow's nest. Holy cow. A shiny catfish, dive weights, a nasty seaweed. It's a lot of burn, but I don't think it's enough to be like, we're totally in the clear. Wait a minute, okay, I was gonna say something weird. I was gonna say their build is garbage. I just didn't realize that, like, because they were perfect. So how bad were the people that you've been fighting against that you hadn't lost a run? Because, like, I've been going up against some heavy hitters. I didn't realize there was, like, an alternate world where you could just play against bozos. Sorry. Sometimes I am the bozo, to be fair, but either way, I appreciate the free inexorable trigger. That's a big help. Are we still transforming? We only got 9 gold. With only 9 gold, you'd probably take it up on the transformation. Fiery seaweed. At some point, this trebuchet needs to be reworked, but I don't think it's yet. I should have thought you have a crow's nest. First time you use an item, haste to burn item. That's what I was hoping. Dude, yeah. Then you get rid of trebuchet, so you only have 1 burn item, so flamethrower... Because the problem with flamethrower is getting its first haste trigger off the ground. Yeah. When you gain regen, a burn item gains 1 burn for the fight. We're not really built for that, but it did have some keywords that match what the keywords are in my build, so I was kind of thinking about it.
Now, this is how you win the war.
Chant an item with haste. I feel like I can't not take haste. Do you think, crazy as it may sound, obviously you would give haste once every 2 seconds. For probably 2 seconds. But like, I almost feel like you go haste shadow cloak. Because we want double haste duration. So that you are constantly hasted. You'll go off way more often. There's like compound interest. And you might say, but then that's not as many haste triggers for something like the trebuchet. Well, I'm saying screw the trebuchet. Basically, that's what I'm saying. We're trying to basically will ourselves into a position where we're just receiving a build that allows us to pivot to 1 weapon. And the easiest way to have that happen is replace trebuchet with the crow's nest and then unwind these. Because the lifesteal will go crazy. When you slow, you gain regen. We don't really do that, but I'm not upset. How about health and shield items, man?
Customer.
A friend gains +1 multicast, increase this cooldown. That's obviously not plausible for us to run. When you use another weapon, this gains 10% crit chance. What is this trash, man? What is this,
You come
Reggie?
back.
I thought this guy was supposed to have good stuff. Kalyan.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobody.
I like a thick watch. I like a thin watch too. I don't know. I didn't really think about it before I said it. I was just trying to fill some dead air. Luxury Kiuas. 26 burn every 8 seconds. I don't know, man. I don't know what you're cooking, so it's hard to tell if if I should bring a fork or chopsticks. It looks like you're in a lot of trouble, though.
You're going places, but I'll be chasing you.
It would actually be nice to get B1 and B2 and then have 8. Oh, imagine. It wouldn't be 8, it would be 6 seconds of haste, but still. That way, if we get a slow, we might be able to tank the slow and stay hasted. Oh, this is huge, man. Lich and Frost Street champion, bro? Whatever, as long as you just get to go off. As long as you get to go off, the burn's going to be quite potent. You just need to be able to go off. There's one. We're dead? I didn't even realize how dead we were. Well, I mean, what'd you expect? We didn't really expect to... We didn't really want to go up against the Lich. We didn't really want to go up against Frost Street champion, but I'll... Oh, sorry. By the way, you might not have noticed this. A cool new thing they added in the game is sometimes occasionally you get this thing that says reconnecting, and when that shows up, you have to Alt F4 the game and reload it. So I'll be right back. And we're back, kind of, assuming we don't get just a black screen. There we go. And we're back. It's that easy, people. Yeah, it crashes from time to time. Once or twice per match, you got to reboot the whole game. Freezes my camera, causes me to have to get under my desk, unplug, replug my camera, reflash the USB devices in order to present my face to you. That's all right, though. What do we get here? How about some haste and charge skills?
The third eye?
I mean, this is an all-time classic right here.
A mile is just a measurement, and all measurements are imaginary.
She's spinning there. This is where we want the crow's nest, man. Destroy this and all smaller items for the fight. Would be interesting if we had put burn on them already, but we might also have poison on ourselves. It's a little too much. This is not what we're looking for. We were really looking for crow's nest, but it's a lot easier to find when there's like less items in the hopper. I don't know about Veteran Octopus. You might be in a tricky spot with Veteran Octopus. They've made them tougher, right? But reducing the cooldown on Flamethrower by 30% if we get that skill would be nice. All we'd have to do is remove Katana. Wait, but we do have to live? Hang on. That stings. They changed Octopus, okay? Can we be fair for a second here? Some of my old muscle memory is no longer going to apply. Octopus used to be a free kill. They've augmented it, but I have not updated my firmware yet. Okay, I think this is where... It's interesting, but... This is where you have to start thinking, man. You're not making it back. You come out.
This money. What should I do with it?
You do have to find some other stuff to fit on the board. I don't even know what we would be looking for, man. We need our silencer back. I can't believe it. Mediums would fit. Or a large. Haste an item, slow an item. Also on multicast for each friend. Adjacent items have 50% crit. Any chance I could even get there? Like, I could sell you easily. Sell you easily. We have 14 left. We could get to it. I mean, I think we're all in, man.
This is a gift at any price. On behalf of the Grand Society.
And if this hits an important item, that's the only thing that matters. It's crazy because, like, the lifesteal's not even that good. I mean, we're only going to steal, like, 80 life. But, I mean, the burn is quite considerable. When you use a large, haste another item, thankfully they don't have any larges. I have to feel like Pen FT is probably not what I wanted to put increased cooldown on, but I don't know. They've certainly got a heck of a shield. I don't think anyone could deny that. We're certainly slow forever. Can you just kill me? Can you just thank you? I appreciate that. I don't know what any of these things are. But I do know. Wait, never mind. I was going to say I do know that we're getting an enchantment, but we're not because we're on 1 prestige. Sells items. Silencer? I mean, this is a very familiar looking build at this point. Dock lines is not really... I mean, slow gives us regen. I don't think we're really bending over backwards to make it hit, though. When you haste or slow, this gains 10 shield. You know what, buddy? Get in there. You're not... I don't think you're particularly awesome for us, but... you do have a 66% crit chance, so we'll give you that. What do you got for me here? Property Baron's just a little rough, man.
Yes, I will die.
I hope I didn't ruin my run. I kind of felt like that Trebuchet was past its best before day, but it may have actually been responsible for doing like all of our damage, and maybe I've squandered our own run here. What do I want to see? I don't know. One thing would be you not taking 6 seconds to fire would be really nice. We do kill you pretty fast once it goes off, though. This is a skip. Our crit is already good enough. We don't want to buff enemy crits. Gold tier loot. Flower. I mean, feather. I don't know, man. I'm going to buff the crit on the flamethrower even though it's over 100. Might sound insane, but I felt like the reasoning sort of makes sense. In case we... well, I didn't really think about it too much, but we might get a belt buckle. We want as much damage on you as possible, just in case. Give me 25 damage for more burn and lifesteal. I feel like, well, I just remember we're not even on lethal, man. But my prophecy's coming true, right? We said we were probably going to get 7 wins, but 10 would be a struggle. And then when I got my 7th win, I sold everything that allowed us to get to that point, and now, believe it or not, the prophecy's coming true. Shiny longbow. That I'm not happy about that. I would very much like for... oh my god, it's got 4 multicasts on it, bro. That's devastating. That's gonna sting like a son of a gun. They didn't even get to shoot it? It had a 14-second cooldown, and they didn't even get to shoot it, and they still rinsed me. That's terrifying. Okay, it's enchantment by a mile, because it's the most fun. Radiant is not relevant to me. I'm gonna say, to be honest with you, I'm gonna put an enchantment on our weapon, because it just seems like that's what I'd do if this was RuneScape. And then I think... it's deadly. Double crit chance?
But I'm a good swimmer.
It does mean we can transform this, which is okay. Of course I'll enchant an item with haste, man. I'm assuming it's like when you crit haste. Haste an item for 4 seconds. Of course we're going to spin the wheel for a prize. We can actually get rid of Shadow Cloak now too, potentially. I don't know what we're going to put on the board instead. Isn't that an enchantment too? It's enchantments as far as a random enchanted item. Radiant Pet Rock? What is this, day 0? That's nothing for a fella like me, man. It's nothing. Alright, good. We've slowed their myrrh. 12-second myrrh. I don't know, man. I think our synergies are not working. We're capable of... if the other enemy did not attack us, like if the human being we're about to fight did not attack us, we would win easily, man. Because we would stack up so much burn, it would make your head spin. But unfortunately, I don't think that really helps us out all that much. Why don't you get upgraded? Burn equal to 2 times this item's damage is kind of crazy. We need to look for smalls, like something that fits the... and now I'm like, well, I could put you out here and do the same thing, but we already kind of got something going here. We only got 1 more shop remaining. I don't think it's going to be a loser, Ray, man. Transformation, please. Transform this. The heck is this? When you use a friend, haste it for 2 seconds, adjacent items are friends. Okay, so we have infinite haste. Nickelback fan is a great name. But we just like don't have anything to really make it work. And this person's got a skin in their level 15, even though their stats are not as good. Like, I'm scared for sure. You got figurehead, obsidian, volcanic vents. That's a lot of damage for sure. Well, I think their engine got going. That's for sure.
Bravery without strength.
If I'm being honest with you, I kind of think I ruined my own run. But I had fun with it regardless. And hey, you don't often get weapon spam and single weapon on the same run. Now we know, it's bait. If you got weapon spam, just stick with weapon spam. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Later.